The choker reminded me of
Battle Royale.
Okay.
Like the choker that shocks them. I didn't know how she knew what the lights meant. Like, she saw the red light and she's like, oh, it's time to play now.
So it looked like in the house there was a trapped girl, and then, like, it starts, the movie starts where, like, the girl tries to leave, but she can't, and she sees another girl leave, and she's like, no, why are you leaving? And then she tries to leave, and she realizes that she can't leave, so she learns the rules of the house that way. She learns by doing and getting trapped. So I guess she figured out then that she had to have another girl be eaten, taken by the house so that she could be free. It feels to me like a metaphor for, like, to earn freedom, there's a cost. That, like, there's never just freedom.
Everything has a price. Interesting that they're trapped in a domestic space. That they're trapped. They go from the outside world and they're trapped in a domestic space. And the only way they can get out of the domestic space is with another sacrifice from the outside world. What happens to them in that space? There's huge chunks of time missing. She comes out of that strange, dark, black and red void, a grown woman, and then puts a child in there, and the child comes out a grown woman. What do you guys think is happening there?
I just thought it was some kind of metaphor about, getting older and giving up childhood ideas, games, thoughts.
Pretty strong metaphor when she takes that teddy bear.
Basically innocence, like they're giving up their innocence and they become an adult, like going out in the world. I don't know. That's what I like, the key word I had in mind.
Anybody think it's interesting that it's only females in this movie? And that there's an absence of male presence in here?
I guess, like, with that question prompt, my mind automatically goes to, like, traditional gender roles kind of thing. So loss of innocence regarding that. And I guess one shot comes to mind where she's, like, tightening the corset behind the little girl. And the little girl's like, ow, that's uncomfortable. Sort of like, clothing your body a certain way, I guess, if I want to stretch there.
See, I think you have a really interesting point here, because when I watched this, I thought it was really heartbreaking that this older girl who's training the younger girl had no training herself. She's like, yeah, I was kind of robbed, I was outside, then I was inside, and I'm just doing what was done to me. Like, and the actual growth from turning from a child to an adult is rushed on ahead. She doesn't really get a life. She doesn't really get a childhood. She's thrust into this clothing she didn't ask for, into a space she didn't want to be in, and then she's trapped there and has to sacrifice somebody else to get out, right? I think that this is about gender norms.
So I thought this was about the role of women in preserving the patriarchy. That's how I read it. There's only women in it, and they do that by enforcing traditional gender norms. All of the constraints on the women who are trapped here are symbols of domestic life. So the glass doors are one of the things keeping them trapped, or the clothing, 2 articles of clothing are keeping them trapped. But the women are the ones who are, or sequentially passing these values down to the younger generation.
It's a neat metaphor, but it kind of breaks down at the point where she sacrifices somebody and is free to go. If we're taking this as some weird patriarchy perpetuating thing, I don't know, at what point do you get something out of that? And like, you're free, yeah! I don't know, it was pretty, it was kind of like a no budget under the skin or something. But I don't know how well that metaphor worked, if that's what it was.
Totally, it's valid. I kind of thought of it as like, once there's young blood, once there's a new generation, once there's someone else taking that weird red-black womb thing that's gonna suck her in, once that's in there, I'm good to go. My job's been done. No, I'm not needed anymore. Once there's something younger and newer taking my place. I'm not sure though, I don't have the answer. That was just my one interpretation.
Don't break the rules again. So what are we supposed to do here?
I also want to mention that tabula rasa means blank slate. So it's kind of like they start over again each time someone new comes in.
Yeah, and that young girl has no idea what's going on. She doesn't know why she's being put in these clothes, or why her teddy bear is being taken away, or why aren't they playing. All she knows is that she went in, and now she's out, and she's an adult, and what happened.